abilities like the Bard ultimate. See if this Caitlyn Karma can take over bot lane or if the Jhin will have the intended effect as a neutralizer. But either way, a bit of a different look here. Boss,
yeah, not off to the greatest start, as Rhilech is continuing to pressure him, looking for an invade here on the Raptors. Wow,
very confident. Nemesis moving in. Nemesis level 6. Are they going to look for the follow-up here? That's the ulti down. 5 extra stacks for Nemesis. A little bit more damage too. Nemesis relatively low, but Rekkles on the way in. Rhilech able to flash away. Velja's still chasing. Wants to finish off this kill onto Parus.
Parus has no flash.
No portal. Looking to sidestep here. Looks like Los Ratones are going to be able to grab the first kill. Nice sidestep from Parus. He's living for far too long, and they're going to get one back in return.
A great sidestep by Parus there. Buys him a little bit. You can just get this wave for free. Poby opening to top here. I think the rat trap might have been discovered. Baus, he might be in trouble.
Running. Resetting. Poby has spotted him.
Yeah, he did.
Working towards that good death. Equalizer, I don't know if he needed that, but just trying to make sure. Who are they going to give the money to?
Give him the ulti. Well, he gives
Boss unstoppable now, going in onto Maynter. Q3. Okay! If he didn't wander too close to Poby there, you probably both would hurt.
Okay, we got a Drake fight here. Los Ratones starting it up.
Sky's Descent is there for Nemesis. They're just going to turn immediately onto Poby, force the flash out from him, and now turning right back to the objective. 2K, objective now getting lower. Nice initial equalize to kick things off. Curtain call coming out. Ulti goes in from Nemesis, so they find the slows, and ultimately the Drake going to Navi, but it's Bausy on the flank. Hoping to isolate Maynter, but everyone's just taking the portal through. Boss now unstoppable, 3-man forward, ult across the entire team. The knockup is there. The Pathmaker hits into 2. It's big. Velja now with the follow-up, and the Rumble's going to drop in the meantime. Los Ratones lose the Drake, but they managed to trade 1-for-1 on the escape.
And Bausy goes 1 versus 4 and gets all the flashes crucially from Navi here. So even though it's the Drake going over to
a little bit more pressure in favor of Poby.
Nemesis might be a little bit in trouble here. Has the flash.
Connects, walking next to the
Could be
tower.
tanky enough, though. Just the Bard Q still has to burn the flash. Really good play from Parus there, as Baus is looking for his proxy, but I think this is a bad death, I'm afraid. He does get the wave, but I don't think he'll get much more than that.
Oh, it's going to be deleting the wave. Aftershock not enough to keep him standing.
Yeah, I need a scientist to explain me how that's a good death, you know what I'm saying?
Los Ratones getting a little cheeky, trying to just take this Drake.
Yeah, they're starting off the Drake rather, with Baus moving in from mid lane.
TP there. Ulti from Parus buys a bit more time as Nemesis is off on the flank onto Zombie, has the fully activated ult stacked up and available to go. Stun going down onto Maynter in the meantime. The Drake has already fallen. Navi got what they wanted, and now Nemesis has to be fancy with the footwork here as the curtain call is there. One more shot, nice sidestep backwards, but the Realm Warp coming in as well, and he's got nowhere to go. W flash over the wall into Boss. Triple kill for Poby. Navi dominating.
It's a disaster for Los Ratones as Navi gets the 3rd Drake. They're going to get the mid tower. Nemesis, Velja, Baus all end up. Probably the biggest mid gap that Nemesis has faced thus far, in the sense that Poby is just having a lot more use in these team fights. And speak of the devil, Nemesis has to flash away as Parus and Poby are holding hands and pressuring off Los Ratones' attempts.
They
might have bit off a bit more than he can chew here.
Maybe a W in.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Vegas
whoa, whoa,
Assault,
whoa,
just
whoa,
dead.
whoa, whoa.
Follow up there, forcing the flash out from Rekkles. Realm Warp is still there, but the portal to the wall is Parus. Now Nemesis might be in trouble as well. They all group up for Nemesis' ulti, but again, the damage just really isn't there. Nemesis is still only on 1.5 items. Meanwhile, Boss on the top side TPing.
Where did he TP? He TP'd behind, but it's, of course, it's too much. They can't do anything. Big mistake by Velja there. Wants to, I'm not sure, go for the cancel or did something and ends up just falling. And it leads to... Yeah, they want to try to contest through bot here, and this Drake is just so damn important. Velja and Baus both getting CC'd up.
TPN immediately coming in from Maynter. Nemesis still in mid lane. Velja, he's found steals before. Doesn't have the vision.
Nemesis TPing on bot wave, but he's far.
Nemesis now on the way in. Boss getting chunked out. Boss about to fall. Objective bounty claimed as the tower falls, but the Drake still standing. Velja goes into the pit, and he's not able to grab it. Navi now empowered by the Infernal Soul. Cutting down the Pantheon. The equalizer across the top of the team. Maynter, and now Nemesis locked in. The stars descend, but the hopes of Los Ratones fall to pieces as once again, Navi just take the fight
for the Nash. And you can see the frustration on the players as this game feels completely over.
That it does. AK, Infernal Soul, Baron, Navi
for too much, a little bit too much at once. as he goes forward here and might have bit off a bit more out. He can chew.
Immediate ulti, finding himself 1v1 with Rhilech, flash away into the blast cone. At the very least, the rest of his team is clearing the wave in the meantime, but down he goes. Rhilech now on a rampage.
And I kind of jinxed him, I guess, because I did say he goes for too much. To end it with this Baron Nashor.
In such a fantastic position, an opportunity for one last desperate hold from the Rats, but Crownie still boots one, no flash. It's going to be tough. Tower disabled. Nemesis with a solid ulti to kick things off, but just not doing nearly enough damage. Maynter, though, eventually going to fall the root a little bit late. Breath of Light coming in. Nemesis can try and get the reset here.
That's a big shutdown for Crownie here, as Navi bit off a bit more than they can chew. And they are going to give a lot of gold over to Crownie. He has 3 items completed. Probably going to be the Bard. Parus needing to find some sort of angle if they are to get pressure here.
With on the Bossy. Zoning Equalizer to try to get access to the Tier 2. Navi eating a little bit of damage in the exchange, but the Tier 2 looks like it is finally going to fall. Curtain Call coming down. Bossy unstoppable for a moment. Rhilech. Looks like he set the fall, but it might not matter. Ulti going down in onto Crownie. Nemesis trying to make the difference now as he drops a star on top of them. Poby going legendary. Rhilech still able to escape. GA making sure that they can trade up in that one.
Off this Elder Dragon.
It's going to take a long time. With the Soul already there, as they don't do a lot of damage to this, he's going to need a bit of support. Take a long time for them to finish this objective. Poby waiting over the wall. Crownie flash back. Poby immediately going to go in. 1Q goes a little bit wide, and that might be all that matters. Boss trying to buy a bit of time in the midst of 3 people as he goes all out, though. He's not able to do a whole hell of a lot. Velja a bit too far forward, unless the Ratones already running. Resigned to this fate as Poby's now coming in as well. The trap doesn't quite hit. Poby goes golden. An ulti from Nemesis goes wide, and I think Navi just going to look to end it here.
Navi found all the pieces they needed. They take down 3 members. And Nemesis and Rekkles are not going to be able to hold the gates for much longer as Rhilech is onto Nemesis. He tries to flash away, but Rhilech takes him down. And with that, Navi win against Los Ratones and Giant X locks playoffs.
There you are. Confirmation there. GX have locked with a win from Navi. One timeline deleted. Navi dominant from start to finish in this game. A few moments in the bottom side for Los Ratones, but otherwise, Navi, an impressive, impeccable performance.
And credit to Poby and Rhilech this game. An absolute menace, monster mid-jungle that really never put the brakes on and never gave any room to breathe for Los Ratones, as they knew every play they wanted to make. And it felt like they had Nemesis and Velja's number throughout the whole game.
That they did 6-0-9. I think the final score there for Rhilech. He's one of your options in the player of the game vote.